안녕하세요, 물고기 친구들. 저는 세레나 선생님이에요. Hi everyone, I am Serena, your Korean teacher. Welcome back. So, what we are going to learn today is preposition. It's funny because in Korean, it's not really preposition, it's post. Yeah, it's postposition. We do attach this one in the end, not in the beginning. So it's not really on the table, it's table on. Imagine like that. It's a postposition in Korean. So let's have a look. Okay, so this preposition, I'll just use it preposition. So this preposition in Korean is very simple, which is 에. You just need to attach 에 right after the noun. Okay, if you want to say on the desk, what is the desk? 책상. Yep, 책 is a place for reading a book, right? 책상 plus 에. So there is no space. You have to attach it to it. 책상에. 책상에. Yeah, that's how you need to do. So no matter what, in general, whatever, like on, under, in, anything, we do need to put this 에. Okay, 에 is the general preposition in Korean, and sometimes, if there's only one, we get confused which one you're talking about, right? So you need to be more specific if it's not obvious. So for example, if you just say, it's on the table, then what it's going to be? It's on in general, right? Unless it is in a weird position, like underneath or behind the table or beside of the table, right? In general, going to be on the table. So if you just skip everything and put 에, 책상에, then generally it's on the table. So in Korean, we usually just skip if it's obvious. Or the most common one, we just skip it. All right. So what happened is we need to know every specific ones, right? Korean. So how do we say on in Korean? Like specifically on something, on top of something. So on top in Korean is 위. So to use it, 위에. So instead of 책상에, we can say 책상 space 책상 위에. 책상 위에. All right. And if we want to say under, 아래. So to use it, 아래. Okay. And what about front? 앞에. Right? You guys see it? The bottom consonant moves next. So 앞에. What about behind? 뒤에. Yes, it's 뒤. 뒤에. Very good. What about beside? Next to 옆 is the word. 옆에. Very good. And what about in? Inside of somewhere. It has to be a location, like a physical space, okay? So in is 안. So 안에, right? What about outside? Outside, 밖 is the word. 밖에. Okay, what about in between? Between in Korean is 사이. 사이에. Very good. And near. 근처에. Not bad, right? And be careful with this in and out, 안 and 밖, okay? Because in English, it's simply just in and out, and that covers everything, right? In Korean, it has to be separated. Depends on what you're talking about. So if you're talking about a space, inside of the space or outside of the space, or in something else, then it's changing. So an and 박 is for space, in and out. And inside of the body, for example, that will be 속, 속에. And then outside is 겉. So, for example, inside of this cup, how would we say? 컵 속에, 컵 속에, inside of the cup, 컵 속에. And then 컵 밖에 is here, 공간, like the space. If you want to say here, the outside of the cup, this nice print on this cup. So if you are talking about this printed image, then that's 겉, outside, like outside of, like kind of a skin kind of way, right? So that's 속, 겉. Korean. Okay, very good. So that's what you need to put. So why don't we try to make some, sentences using what we are saying right now? So if we want to say in front of me, in Korean we say not 저, in this case, 제, all right, my, in front of myself. So 제, imagine like this, okay, 제. So 제, in front of, 제 앞에. Let's try to say, this cup is in front of me. So this cup, 이 컵은 in front of me, 제 앞에 exist, 있어요. 이 컵은 제 앞에 있어요. 이 컵은 제 앞에 있어요. Very good. If you want to say, the flowers are behind me. 저 꽃은 제 뒤에 있어요. So let's try to make some other one, a little bit developed sentence, okay? So what if you want to say, there is a book on the desk? So in Korean, so this is very important tip, don't forget this, the unnecessary stuff in general. So let's put this way. So in order to make a sentence, we need a subject. You must have a subject, you must have a verb, and you must have something, which is an object, right? Subject, verb, object is the basic things you need to have in your sentence. And in Korean, yes, we can skip it. It doesn't mean that it's not there, but in general, yes, we need to have them. So beside of these one, imagine it's a little bit extra bit, okay? In Korean, we say the subject first, yes, and we say all the unnecessary stuff in the middle, and then we put the important parts in the end, okay? It's backward than English, right? So for example, this sentence, there is a book on the desk. If you want to say this one, unnecessary stuff will be on the desk actually. That's actually helping the sentence. So what we need to do is say the subject first, if there is one. If we are using there is, there are, then of course we don't need it anything, right? So we bring this unnecessary stuff first, because the way we make sentences in Korean is talking about the background first, okay? Like you have to explain what is happening, and then the main one you want to say. That's what general sentence making in Korean. So it's backwards, right? So on the desk, we know how to say 책상 위에, or you can just say 책상에, yes. But let's actually make it a bit more specific, okay? 책상 위에. Let's actually put the counter, why not? A book. 책 한 권 있어요. 있어요, by the way, is a very special one. So I'm going to put it this way. So 있어요 is, I told you, I have. So I have this. We want to emphasize this, okay? That's why we do use 이 or 가 for this, okay? And if you want to use it as like there is, there are, still there is a desk or there is a flower, like that, We need to emphasize what you're talking about, like what it is, okay? So we do emphasize the one, all right, using 이 or 가, the subject particle we learned it. This time we're using it as an object particle. So how do we make this sentence? 책상 위에 책 한 권이 있어요. So 있어요, don't forget, 있어요 always need 이 or 가 together. But it doesn't matter where you put it. So it can be 한 권, you can emphasize that, or you can actually emphasize the book, one of it. So you can actually say 책 한 권이 있어요, or 책이 한 권 있어요. Depends on what you want to emphasize. So if you want to say 책이 한 권 있어요, or 책 한 권이 있어요. Do you feel like what is happening? In English or many other languages, I believe there's no de-emphasizing particle like 이 or 가. Just the same thing. But in Korean, we feel, we have to feel the language, okay? So there are so many grammar points are like that. But this is one of the main one of the basic ones. So you have to understand at this point, all right? Korean. So simply, 책이 한 권 있어요, or 책 한 권이 있어요. Let's say it together. 책상 위에 책이 한 권 있어요. 책상 위에 책 한 권이 있어요. Very good. So that's how you need to make this sentence like this. So why don't we add it? Why don't we apply it in our daily life so that you can kind of practice all the time, right? There's a mic in front of me. 마이크가 제 앞에 있어요, right? Or 저는 의자 위에 의자 위에 있어요. Or there are 3 children in the house. 집에 or 집 안에. Because you usually think about it. 집에, then it's in general, we're talking about inside of the house. We're not talking about like on top of the house or underneath of the house, or it can be like outside, but in general it's inside. So 집에 is also fine. So 집에 or 집 안에 3 children, 아이 3명이 있어요. Or 아이가 3명 있어요. Or also you can put a plural form. So plural, we can freely use the plural with human, okay? With a person, plural is so general. Yeah, it's always we do go 아이들이 있어요. 아이들, that's fine. But we do not really care about like the objects, how many, like we don't really put the plural form with object, but human, yes. So that is another tip. So 아이들이 3명 있어요. 집 안에 아이들이 3명 있어요. 집에 아이들이 3명 있어요. 집에 아이들 3명이 있어요. Okay, so I do want you to practice this one, and I'm gonna bring another tip videos with it. And as you can tell, I'm making a bunch of videos at once. Yeah, sorry about that, but otherwise I just have no time to record it. Hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, see you next time, okay? 안녕히 계세요. By the way, there's a tip. Thing is about 아래, and I forgot to mention about 밑에. 밑 is underneath. So basically you need to imagine this. So if somebody is saying check the cup 아래, like check cup 아래, then Usually 아래 is for the space, right? Like wherever this is. 책 아래. So that's 아래. And if somebody's saying 책 컵 밑에. 밑에 is here at the bottom of the cup. Okay? So 컵 아래, 컵 밑에. Okay? Very good.